Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile Magpie.
Hello!
Not much this week.
No, it's
a quiet week.
We're in the downtime. I know, most professional.
You know what the thing is, right? My phone has not gone off at all day. Right? And now that I'm recording this...
The moment you hit record.
The moment I do this, then my phone starts going off. It's like...
Sod's law.
Just fuck off.
Sod's law.
Okay, so... basically, in the news this week, I probably think the biggest thing so far, and this has only really just come out, it was published 16 hours ago. So it's current.
So this morning.
Yeah, so it was current. It's current. Sony are facing a $7.9 billion class action lawsuit over PlayStation Store prices.
And if that's the case, I doubt they'd be the only one that's on the...
Sony won't be the first one. The thing is, this will be a...
test.
Yeah, this is... If this works, it means the rest of them will have to...
Because... I'm pretty sure they sell the games the same price as Xbox do. Maybe it's the percentage of the cut.
Maybe.
I don't know. But definitely something to keep an eye out. So what is it exactly that they are alleging?
Okay. Sony is facing a $7.9 billion class action lawsuit over its PlayStation Store practices. Sony lawyers were hoping that PlayStation's massive lawsuit for allegedly overcharging customers would be dropped, but the case has been allowed to move forward. The initial lawsuit stems from PlayStation's terms and conditions for developers and publishers that sell games on their digital storefront, with Sony's 30% commission for games sold on the PlayStation Store.
So, yeah,
It is alleged that the company ends up charging customers too much for digital titles. So basically, what they're being accused of is basically because they only get 30%.
They charge more
of the commission. They actually charge more
than what
the
retail price should be.
The recommended retail price would be.
Yeah.
Even though it's digital, so it should be much cheaper anyway. And yet, this is the same with everywhere. This isn't.
This is the same as Steam, Xbox.
It's digital, so your digital product should not cost as much as the
physical, because you're not having to make the physical product, and yet
9 times out of 10, actually, it's actually more expensive.
Yeah.
At least I've found that anyway. But anyway, PlayStation. Yeah, the PlayStation Store. But again, I'd say it's the same with everywhere else.
It's the same.
I think it's more to do with the cut.
It probably is more to do with the cut, but the way they're arguing is they are actually charging more than they should be.
Yeah.
But again, like I say, I'm pretty sure like-for-like games on Xbox are the same price as on the PlayStation. I could be wrong. I'll have to, but the last time I ever compared prices, they were pretty similar.
It's also, Sony are not the first ones to be hit with this.
No.
With this lawsuit.
I remember something. Can't remember who though.
The battle against this sort of behaviour on digital storefronts isn't new, as Apple recently was faced with lawsuits thanks to its 30% cut on the App Store. In fact, this is the main debate within Epic's lawsuit against Apple and Google, which is still ongoing in the case of Epic and Google. This time, however, it's not the game publishers that are... Oh, for fuck's sake. Ads, man! Website, stop putting ads on your fucking pages. Where was I? This time, however, it's not the game publisher. It's not the game publishers that are suing its customer after more than a year. It appears as though this lawsuit will continue, and it could cost Sony billions of dollars. First off, just before we go on, do you remember when you went on a website and the ads were just on the side, just a little strip,
or
at the bottom or at the top? Not this giant fucking video that fills the entire screen and moves the fucking article around while I'm trying to read it.
Yeah, that shrinks and enlarges constantly.
Right. Anyway, that's that bit. Back to this.
Over.
Reuters is reporting that a class action lawsuit filed against Sony Interactive Entertainment has been allowed to move forward by a London tribunal. It is alleged that Sony is abusing its dominant position by requiring software to be bought and sold only on its online marketplace. So there's our problem.
Yes.
Yeah, which it is kind of
not
surprising.
And
it is Sony, so it doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. Call it out. It's bullshit. Stop it.
Again, this is allegedly that they're doing this.
It is allegedly, but if they are doing it, it's wrong. We call out Xbox for their bullshit, Microsoft for their bullshit, so we call out Sony for theirs.
I'm only saying allegedly because of legal reasons.
Put it this way, right? It is allegedly. However, if it turns out to be true, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, it's still only allegedly at the moment.
Because of a 30% commission on all PlayStation stores, it is argued that customers are forced to pay a higher price for entertainment than they should otherwise. While the lawsuit has been allowed to continue, it does so without people who made purchases on the PlayStation Store since the case was initially filed in 2022. Again, Sony lawyers have tried to get the case thrown out entirely, claiming it was flawed from the start to finish. It has been to no avail, however. The case has been allowed to continue. It should be noted that courts eventually ruled in favour of Apple in the Fortnite lawsuit.
Yeah.
Of course, this isn't an apples to apples example, as it is another company filing a lawsuit in another country entirely. That said, the argument of PlayStation acting as a sort of monopolistic entity in the gaming space is similar to Epic's claim against Apple. Yeah.
That is very true. But
I think the main problem is it's really, really hard to prove this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That was the main problem with Epic and Apple.
Without actually getting to the actual numbers behind the scenes.
It's not only that, it's the fact that the people who have to judge on this have absolutely no idea what anybody's talking about. Right? They don't have a clue. So what happens is, and this was the case with Apple, and I do believe this was the case with Microsoft when they were buying Activision. They get experts in that talk absolutely to the death of things. Now, they are experts and they know what they're talking about, but they're talking to people who have no clue.
Yeah.
Right? And so it just becomes a bog of just words. And people just go,
information
what?
overload.
And half the time what happens is that the judge or the jury or whoever, they just want it to end. And so they just go, which verdict gets me out of here the quickest. Now, Microsoft, although I did just say that I do believe this is what happened, we do know that the judge involved basically said one of the dumbest things that you could ever say as somebody who's in charge of making a decision involving monopolies. And so, yeah, she was always going to get that wrong.
Yes. Having less choice is better.
I wouldn't be surprised if this one does go the same way as the Apple versus Epic sort of thing.
Well, possibly, because again, like you say, it's very, very difficult to prove.
It is something that we should call out.
Yes.
Even if it is alleged, we should call that bullshit out. You shouldn't.
If Sony are doing this, then it's like they don't need to do this.
I know.
That's the annoying thing.
Yeah, it's the annoying thing.
If they are doing it, they don't need to do it.
It's the same with pretty much almost everybody else, though.
Yeah.
They don't need to do it, but they do it anyway because it will get more money.
Like Activision Blizzard.
And
let's release DLC for Modern Warfare 2 and claim it's Modern Warfare 3.
Exactly. But it's just we are literally getting to a point where it's just the mask is coming off, the facade is everybody's seeing through it now. We can tell you're just being greedy in this case.
It's took a lot longer than it should have for some people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, look, when it comes fanboys and diehards, they'll always fight tooth and nail.
Yes.
I mean, just look at YouTubers. There are people who are defending Pokimane over her $28 cookies.
Yes.
Come on.
There were people defending SS Sniper Wolf for what she did.
There's people defending Sniper Wolf for
doxing
someone, stealing people's content. Yeah, you just have to look at YouTube.
Yeah.
And
actually, no, just look at any social media space.
Yeah. and you'll see people defending like some of the most stupid shit as well. So yeah, we're gonna get Sony fanboys crying over this and being like, they haven't done anything wrong. But the thing is, like, look, I don't know if Sony have done this or not. Like, I don't. But if they have, you can't defend it. No, that's horrible.
it is immoral.
You're overcharging the customer. Like, what are you doing? Like I get it. You technically it's your store and you set the prices as you want.
But you also have a moral obligation, since people who have a PlayStation can't go to like another storefront and buy games for the PlayStation.
Exactly.
There's the issue.
Like,
which is also why we don't want digital only shit.
It's not just that. Like, when it comes to storefronts, and I've got a feeling like you said, like, I think they charge the same amount as Microsoft. So I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft get hit with this as well. Again, if Microsoft do get hit with it, Microsoft will just like shoo it away because it's Microsoft and they're corrupt as fuck. But that's not the point. Like, what I don't understand is like, oh, we're going to charge like $70 for this digital game that on the PlayStation, right? I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I can do to play a game on the PlayStation is buy physical, which means you still get the money.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I'm not going somewhere else. I mean, granted, look, if I had I do have an Xbox, but I don't use it. I could go and get an Xbox. I could get an Xbox game.
Yeah.
And they could get the money. But if I was going to do that, I would have done it. I'm not going to buy digital if I was going to do that. Right? Sometimes it's just...
Could people just stop?
Just calm down.
Just look.
Think rationally.
Making a profit, no one will ever poo-poo someone for making a profit. It's not that people are pissed.
It's how you make the profit.
It's how you're making the profit and the extreme amount of profit you're making, and it's still like you come out with shit like, well, we need to, for example, WotC, the Dungeons and Dragons player base are under monetized. It's that sort of shit that really pisses off people, because it's like, yeah, you're just trying to milk us for everything we want. You don't actually care about the product you're making, or the community that product supports.
It's not just that. It's if we stay in the gaming, in the video gaming sphere.
It was just that I could actually, from memory, grab that quote.
If we think about it, right? Look at $70 games. All the AAA gaming companies were like, oh, well, we're going to have to up the price. These are all companies, by the way, that were making like...
billions.
They were like nearly 200 to 250% up in profit from last year. And they're like, oh, well, it costs too much. It
costs too... The fucking...
You mean... What you actually mean is, and the reason why you don't say this is because everybody will look at you and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You mean... the minimum wage went up, which means you have to pay your staff more. That's what it is.
Yeah, but also the other part is, well, we want our shareholders that we've got are just a bunch of, well, I don't say all of them, but that's a fair few. A lot of our shareholders are ravenous, vampire draining sycophants that will want the same amount of profit as this year, as in increase. So we made 30%, so we have to make it 30% on this year, next year. So to do that, we're going to make it $70 a game. And still have all the bullshit monetization that is now the price of a full game for some of them.
Yeah. Like,
there's nothing micro in Overwatch 2. And Diablo 4.
I want to know who prices the DLC.
The marketing team.
Yeah, I know, but like who?
The marketing team.
Who they actually are.
The people who...
I want to know who they are, because it's just like you're a moron. You are an absolute moron. And then the people who buy your shit are also absolute morons.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I hate to say this to you, but like, if you've bought a $20 Overwatch skin, that's on you. That's on,
You're the problem.
That's not on anybody else.
You're the problem.
That's on you.
If you don't like Overwatch 2's current state and the fact that it's literally a shop and nothing else, if you don't like that situation but has actually bought a $20 skin, you just I want to say this to you. If you want to know what's wrong with the game, go look at a mirror.
Everyone's just a fucking idiot. It's just like, why are we doing this? Why do you keep doing this? We are getting to a point.
It boils down back to the people who are making the big decisions in these companies don't understand the market that these companies are in. They don't. They don't have an understanding of diminishing returns. They don't have an understanding that money is actually finite and people aren't able to just constantly afford spending more and more money on your product. You have to give them actual value. They don't understand that when you have a bubble, it will eventually pop.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing this gaming bubble just grow and grow and grow, and I think we're finally getting to the point where it's going to pop. And I think the thing that's going to cause it is the fact that this year has had an awful lot of really good games that haven't been microtransactions to hell and back.
Yeah. We've had some good ones this year.
You know, your Baldur's Gate 3, your Armored Core 6, your Spider-Man 2, etc., etc., etc. There's been a whole bunch of games that have been some of them okay, not great, but good enough. But still good. And have finalized, unbuggy, finished games, and they've basically said, look, here's the finished product. Have fun with it. And then there's the likes of Overwatch 2, Diablo 4, FIFA, or EA Sports FC.
Oh, it's FIFA. I'm not calling it anything else. It's just
EA Sports FIFA. FC, which is just...
You know what the weird thing is? Like, the next one's going to be called FIFA.
No, it ain't.
Because they've got the license back.
Have they got the license back?
Yeah. The next one, this one's going to be the only EA FC game.
Oh, fucking...
So the next one's just going to be called FIFA again.
Alright, so is it the actual FIFA license or is it the FIFA Pro license?
It might just be the FIFA license. So it might not be the Pro license.
No, what I mean is when I say the FIFA Pro license, the Pro license, i.e. the player license, so they either play like this.
I don't know if it's the Pro license, if it's the players in that. But oh no, it might just be the player license then. And not, so it might actually be called EA FC.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, just think of a new fucking name. That's terrible. What's wrong with
just
you?
as bad as East.
Also, your symbol's rubbish.
Oh, the symbol,
like a misshapen triangle. What are you doing?
The symbol is you know how everything's becoming more and more minimalistic.
Yeah. Bullshit
logos, and I'm like, oh my god, I could make that up in about 5 minutes in Paint.
It's probably what they did.
Which is probably what they did.
They probably paid somebody a shit ton of money just to come up with that as well.
Yeah.
A stupid amount of money.
And that person laughed all the way to the bank.
Yep.
Oh, either that, or they literally got one of their interns to make one in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And didn't pay them anything.
Oh, no.
It's one or the other. There is no in between in this situation.
Well, I don't know. Like, it's just we're getting to this like constant fucking. It just feels like we're stuck in a circle. You know, like offer shit.
Yeah, I think we're at the point where either the AAA game industry is going to stop the bullshit it's doing, which is unlikely.
Hey, Microsoft, the White Knight will save us.
Right? Oh, clearly.
According to the media.
Clearly.
According to Game Journalists, and believe me, I do put that in giant quotation marks. whenever I see. I'm a games journalist. Are you?
You sure?
Are you though? Are you really? Or are you like? Were you paid by EA to say that game is a 10 out of 10? The FIFA game.
Because there was very few that I would actually class as proper game journalists. Probably actually, is it the Escapeunist who just left?
Yeah, Escapeunist.
The Escapeunist. Even though some of the stuff he would say is controversial in brackets, but I know it's just like dude, it's his opinion when he's reviewing things, for fuck's sake.
It's a lot a lot of that shit. Like
anyway,
you know what I don't get about a lot of things, especially on the internet, is he's got controversial views. He dyed his hair pink.
It's called a view.
He dyed his hair pink.
It's called an opinion.
That's literally all it did.
There are certain things that yes, you can't, that are categorically, undeniably wrong as an holder opinion. A lot of those involve a certain group beginning with the word the N, the letter N. A lot of those opinions of those people literally just should go and burn in a gutter. But
the thing is,
we need to be able to actually start having conversations with each other and debating.
Yeah, no, right. So the problem becomes is that they go, he has controversial views, and his view would be something simple as I like white bread, or something like that, and people are like, oh my god, he said the word white.
I think the thing is, a lot of these people. This is not a new. I know some people are saying like, oh well, social media's made everything so worse. No, it hasn't made things worse. It's just made the people.
It's just more out in the open.
It's more out in the open. These people have existed for ages. They usually were just.
We used to call them idiots. You know the term. That's the village idiot.
Or the self-entitled nosy busybody.
Yeah, the one like nobody cared about.
Who would always be upset about everything. They always existed. They've just got a bigger megaphone now.
Yeah, but it's just like half the time, I'm positive most of it's for like fucking. It's reviews. It's reviews.
It's reviews. It's after reviews, clicks,
and it's just like half the time it's like, wow, this person's done this. And you go, oh, okay, so you click on it and you read it and you find out like it's something stupid as if like all he said was like, I don't like Armored Core 6. That's it. And you just think, wow, that's 5 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back. Thanks for that. Cheers. It's not like my time.
The thing with Armored Core 6 is, I'm literally, if anyone doesn't like Armored Core 6, that's perfectly fine for them.
Yeah, but that's
however, the people that have a massive bitch and moan about Armored Core 6 when they go, this is not like Dark Souls. Well, no, it's called Armored Core 6, you fucking idiot.
Well, that's my point, though. It's just like it's not that big of a deal. He doesn't like Armored Core 6. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. It's a no thing. No, yeah, the point I was making is like the people who make a massive rant out of not liking it, and it's like, yeah, but you bought Armored Core 6 expecting that it was going to be another Dark Souls, when the entire Armored Core community were literally saying to everyone, look, guys, it may have some things in it that are like
the thing is,
but it's not going to be Dark Souls.
What we're talking about right now is the reason why games journalists get away with the shit that they do.
Yes.
It's because instead of us all coming together and being like, yeah, you're shit, you need to actually have standards.
Yeah.
Right? We're too busy. Half of us are too busy getting distracted by the fact that, I don't know, somebody said something bad about someone's favourite waifu in an anime that aired like 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, why do I even fucking bother? What is the point in any of this?
An awful lot of energy and time is wasted on those sort of things. It's like,
you know what? You could actually argue about something that may not be important, because it isn't, but you could actually argue about something that could actually do something.
I know, but it's also the case of, it's like, look, if you want to do that in your own time. Don't waste everyone else's. Don't make a YouTube video with a clickbait fucking...
Like right now, my problem with journalism is to do with the Marvels. Right? That movie is bad. Like, it's just straight up bad. It's not bad because it's got women in it and it focuses on women. It's not bad because of that, or is it bad because it's bad because it's just a bad movie. Or not. The script is terrible, the acting's not great, and the directing's not great either. Right? It has nothing to do with them being women.
No.
But for the love of God, you've got people on one side who are saying the movie's absolutely terrible, mainly because it's all women, right? Which is not true at all. And then you've got other people basically going, "Oh no, this movie's absolutely amazing. It's the incels
that group is pointing to the other group, going, they're just sexist. That's why they're doing it."
The worst part is that the reason why the movie failed is because the people who marketed the Marvels basically said, this movie is for women. If you are a man, do not come and see. So do you know what happened? Men didn't go see the movie because you told them not to. And then do you want to know also what happened? Women didn't go see it because, believe it or not, shock horror, I know, I can't believe it, not a lot of women want to go see a superhero movie.
I know.
It's been like that for a very long time. Okay? It just has been. Get over it. For the love of God.
But also, the problem with the Marvels as well, it's Marvel by the numbers as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's obviously Marvel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's just a bad movie. Get over it.
Yeah, it's done the same thing it's done with every other Marvel movie since Endgame.
Yeah, it's just gone downhill. We are near the bottom now, because I was literally like, there is no way we're going to get worse than Quantum Mania. We can't, and then this movie came out and I went, oh, okay, so apparently we can. I'm not going to say it about this movie because I really don't want to know that movie to come out that's worse than this one. I really do not.
Well, they're wanting to make a Thunderbolts movie.
Oh God,
this is how did we get onto this?
We're talking about journalism.
That's it. Yeah.
Right? And I was just mentioning that, like, at the moment, the thing that's annoying me is that, like, you've got two. There are the ones in the middle, but the ones that are shouting the loudest, and there's quite a lot of them, is you've got the defending the women's power movement going on in journalists, saying that the movie's absolutely amazing. It isn't. Absolutely amazing. And the only reason why it's not doing so well is because men.
And sexist.
But it's like, I'm pretty sure you told us not to go see the movie.
It wasn't for us.
So we didn't.
Why would you go to watch a movie that isn't for you?
It basically, right, the Marvels is exactly what happened. It's the exact same situation as Birds of Prey. It's the exact same. You told people not to come see the movie. And now you're pissed that those people that you told to not go see the movie didn't go see the movie.
Yeah.
But what the funny thing is that you're shocked that the people that you wanted to go see the movie, but by the way, you didn't actually advertise that to anybody. You literally just advertised that this movie was not for men and nothing else. But you're shocked.
But also went, yeah, this is a superhero movie. So you basically you basically told the superhero fan base, which also includes women, to fuck off. It's not for you. But then expect the people who don't go see superhero movies to go see it.
Yeah, pretty much. What I don't understand is
it goes back to I've said this countless times. Stop trying to mark when these people that try and make we're going to have our own spin on things. Look, it's our take on this franchise.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
I know it isn't.
The problem is, especially now, with companies doing this weird fucking marketing thing of telling people not to go see their movie.
This is not for you.
Right. Going to the cinema or the theatre in America, it's not cheap.
No.
It's not cheap. Like, for us, I think it's like...
It's not cheap here.
No, that's right. I said in cinemas and the theatres in America, I said it's not cheap. Right? So, for us, over here, it's, I'm gonna say, about 20 quid. It's about 20 quid for one ticket. Really.
So 20 quid per person.
It's roughly about 15 if all you get is the ticket.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, like, because you're going to be in there, because movies are like an hour and a half to 2 hours long now, you're probably going to get a drink and possibly some food. So you're looking at roughly around about 20 quid ticket. So that's one. That's one person. So, like, 20, 40, 60, 80 if there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
That's nearly 100 quid. Right? If you're going to tell half the population of the world to not go see your movie, right, the other half, right, what they're going to do is go, well, they're not going to go see the movie, but I want to go.
Yeah, but also it's like, well, they've told them that they don't want to go see it, and this is their sort of movie. This, they love their superhero.
So it must be terrible.
It must be terrible.
So I'm not going to go see it.
Yeah,
like it's just.
But again,
this is another thing. Like, when did this happen? I want to know when this happened. This has been happening for, like, I think roughly about 5 to 10 years now, of companies coming out and being like, don't buy our product.
We don't.
If you don't, because I remember the thing I remember the most, and this was the one that, like, literally, because obviously I work in a marketing sort of field, like, the back of my head went, why are you telling people this? What are you doing?
Was it not Captain Marvel?
It was Wonder Woman. The writer for Wonder Woman came out and went, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And do you want to know what happened?
No one bought the book.
No one bought the book. And it was like, what did you expect? You can't go around at any point.
Look, the thing is also there is a difference between telling people, like, no, like, no misogyny, blah 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 blah. There's a difference between that and then going, I hate all this group. I'm brushing everyone. Everyone brushes women or whatever other minority group with this same brush. So I'm going to hit this entire other group with this massive brush because of this small minority in this group that are sexist, racist, etc., etc. I'm going to brush everyone and tell them you're all this. But and then I was very shocked when the massive community decides to go, do you know what? We don't want to deal with you anymore.
Like, so the Marvels has bombed quite badly.
Yes.
Right. So do you want to know whose fault it is?
Well, it's
the fans' fault. It's the fans' fault that the movie's not doing well. Oh, okay. So it's not the fact that Disney has been churning out Marvel movies at a ridiculous rate, and everyone's just kind of like, well, I'm bored of this now.
And also, they're kind of like, well, we can see where this movie's going with the fucking trailers, and it's going the same way as Quantumania.
Yeah, it doesn't help that you reveal the entire plot by your trailers.
Yeah.
Also your double standards on, like, oh, we stand for LGBTQ unless it's in China, in which case, fuck them.
Yeah.
Unless
it affects our bottom line.
Like, there are people, like, because obviously the Marvels is getting kind of panned on the internet.
No.
Which is, it's a bad movie. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But there are people coming out and going like, this movie's getting panned. Yet the Flash came out with all the things that Ezra Miller did and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, do you not remember the reaction to the Flash?
Yeah,
movie?
It bombed.
Badly. It bombed really bad.
it was their worst movie. I think did it not almost do as badly as Wonder Woman 87 or 78?
No, I think it did worse than 80s, worse than Wonder Woman, but just a little bit better than Justice League. Because you gotta remember, Justice League was like, that was a bomb.
Yes,
that was like the biggest bomb. I don't think I'm ever going to see a bigger bomb in my life.
I don't know. The Marvels has only just come out.
The Marvels, it has had a $2 million drop.
Yeah.
Is
it
2 million or 200? I don't know. The thing is, like, they go on like how much they've spent on the movie, and it doesn't look like they spent that much. Like, I look at it and I'm going, where's the budget? Because, like, they're still using the same sort of, like, CGI that they used in the Endgame.
Because they have to, because the turnaround rate is so high, they can't do anything else. Literally, the special effects teams are just, like, throwing from one movie straight into the next one. It's fucking horrendous.
They're going,
those people are doing.
The animation, especially at Disney, I'm not sure about other places, but like of what reports of, they're going through pretty much the same thing that's started to die down in Japan. Because in Japan, it's like everybody knows the animation, the studios like they just turn workers out. Like, as people are leaving, people are going through the door.
Yeah,
it's not
healthy. It might as well be a carousel. Yeah. That's how quickly it was at the time. At its worst.
It's not.
It's getting better. It's not great still, but it's getting better.
I think Studio Mappa has just gone through a big sort of because I think
restructure.
Secure. Basically, because Mappa do Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
I think the animators have gone on strike or something like
that.
Because the second season, it looks like it's going to be scrapped. By the looks of things, it's not looking good. But like, it's mainly because like Studio Mappa are one of the studios that are like really bad for this. I mean, granted, they give you wonderful animation. Like, the animators deserve every fucking credit for the stuff they do. But the work they have to, the work and the work conditions that they go through is it's just sort of like, I can live without a season of Jujutsu Kaisen if it means that these guys
I can go a year without Jujutsu,
a year, 2 years.
2 years.
If it means these people get because an actual...
Because the thing is like, those artists...
We have got a massive tangent.
It is a massive tangent. It's been a slow week. I think we are entitled to go
filler.
On that.
This is a filler episode, everybody. You can just skip this one.
But I feel like also... Eventually, the quality will suffer if you keep burning through stuff that quickly, because the people who have finished season 1 will have had so much experience making that art style that it makes it easier for them to, and they'll work faster. Now, granted, I don't. This is not me saying, oh, by the way, they'll be able to do this. No. Put them on a regular schedule. Make them, 9 to 5, 37 hours a week, sort of work schedule.
Professionalism here, guys.
Pardon me. And so that they have a nice work-life balance and aren't burnt out. And then you don't have to hire a whole bunch of new animators who then have to learn the art style again.
Yeah.
Who then have to get up to speed. Like, if you don't burn out your staff, you will end up with a better product.
So I do know that like Disney have been going through that sort of trouble at the moment because their workforce,
especially in the
turnaround.
Turnaround,
Staff turnaround has been like, it's for the animation side has been quite bad, especially for the Marvel movies.
Yeah, for those special effects.
But like. Yeah, but the thing is with the Marvel movies is like they're still using the exact same special effects that they were using 5 to 10 years ago. But the problem is, the thing is, I know, well, I don't know exactly, but I imagine the senior management are thinking, well, they're using just the same tech, so it'll be easy, it'll be faster. Let's just keep doing it, do the same things over and over and over again. Except the problem with that thinking is. That only works if you are filming the exact same scene, the exact same way, with the exact same special effects. Which is not actually what happens. It's like, well, like, for example, take any one shot in Endgame, any one special effects in Endgame, right? You can't take that, like, laser beam from the Thanos' ship. You can't take that and then put it into
something else.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens? You get the fucking bullshit Star Destroyers from The Rise of Skywalker. It looks completely out of place. It is immersion breaking. Those Star Destroyers are the worst creation ever, and it wasn't actually a creation. It was the exact same model that they used in Rogue One. That's why they have on those fucking bullshit Star Destroyers, their windows must be like the size of a fucking building. Because someone had the brilliant idea of going, well, let's just use that model. That'll save time and money.
Yeah, pretty much. I guarantee it was J.J. Abrams as well.
Probably. And I guarantee you, someone turned round to whoever the great idea was and said, well, you can do that, but it'll still need work because you're wanting that to be a bigger than that. So we need to make the details smaller on it so that it actually fits canonically and in universe wise. It makes it actually fit in, because otherwise you've got a 20-foot window for the bridge instead of the 10-foot window that is actually there. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like there will be some executives that will be literally like, well, we're just using the same effects, so it's perfectly fine.
Well,
it's perfectly fine. Except they don't realise, like, no, you don't. Every shot that needs a special effect will probably have a special effect specifically designed. Yes, it may use technology, like it may use tech for like smoke generation and all that sort of stuff that does all the hard computing back in the background, but you still need to shoot that special effect for that shot, which still works. And then you still have to have someone to go through that special effect to make it fit in with the environment, with the lighting and the shadows, and making sure it blends in. Otherwise, it'll just like it's something that's splattered on the front of the screen. But they don't think about that. All they care about is, oh, well, it'll be cheaper if we do it this way. And get very upset when people are very, very, very tired and can't do the job properly. And then mistakes are made.
It's just a fucking...
But yeah, back to Sony.
No. Well, we finished.
We finished with Sony. Yeah. So next up on there.
I do apologise for the large tangent there, but yeah, The Marvels is terrible. Get over it. About that
it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. Like, even if you like the movie, hey, if you like the movie, good for you.
Look,
you have to admit it's not the best. Marvel have done like Disney.
Look, everyone is entitled to like bad movies.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with liking bad movies, but you can still go, yeah, critically.
I like Highlander. That is a terrible movie. It is terrible. I still like it. You know, there you go.
I'm sure there's a fair few.
You're allowed to like the Marvels. I'm just telling you.
There's a fair few bad movies that I enjoy, but I know.
Johnny Number 5, Short Circuit.
Short Circuit Part
That
2.
is an awful movie.
No. Short Circuit is a decent movie. Well, it's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie. Oh. Short Circuit 2 is a bad movie. I still love it.
Yeah. There you go, Short Circuit 2. Awful. Love it to pieces. Mannequin.
Oh,
Mannequin is a movie that does not deserve anything when you actually look at it on paper, everything. And yet when you watch it, you go, you know what, this is actually alright.
It's a fun movie.
This. It's terrible. If you actually look at it as a critical thinker and as somebody who would critique that movie, it is awful.
But it's fun.
But I love it. But anyway.
Not to be confused with Batteries Not Included, because that's an amazing
That's an amazing movie, and anybody who says that's a bad movie should be taken out behind the bar and shot. Right, okay, so you don't know about this because you don't play Warzone or Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
No, because
okay.
I do not.
So
like
you know how I
Activision.
told you that they brought in the new Battle Pass thing was all to do with Spawn.
Yeah.
Right. Well, one of the skins on the Battle Pass is Gaia. Right.
Right.
And that is Gaia. Okay, right. It doesn't show you the whole body, but put it this way: the only part of her body that is fully intact is that head. The rest is like holes, and it's like very viney. It's a cool concept. Do you want to know what the problem is?
The hitbox doesn't work properly.
The hitbox doesn't work properly, mainly because they made it smaller. And do you want to know why they made it smaller? Because it's literally just the head.
Oh!
Yeah.
So you can literally shoot the body and
really not do any damage. The bullets will go through her. Right, for one. Number two, because the skin is like that, right, and it's all veiny and that. Like, say she's at a distance.
Yeah, it's very hard.
You cannot see her.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be very hard to actually pick her out.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, not so happy Tree Friend is set for a nerf. Players have been in an uproar about the Gaia skin, which turns Nova into a kind of arboreal sleep paralysis demon that's some people liken to Groot. Ever since it was introduced as part of the game's Season 6 Battle Pass, but now Sledgehammer says not to worry, the studio is going to temporarily disable the skin soon while it works on a nerf. Yeah, it has been the bane of my life, this skin. Because every time I've died so far in Warzone, and it's been like a bullshittery sort of death. It's that skin that's killed me. And it's been like, you know what? When I've died and it's been fair, and I've been like, yeah, they got me there.
They got the jump on me, or they had the better, I just ran out of bullets, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's always been sort of like, it's been a spawn costume or one of the other operators, a normal sort of skin.
Yeah.
When it's been a bullshittery one, I want you to be like, well, hold on a second. Something went wrong. There was once I put a full 50 mag clip into one of these fuckers, into the chest.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, now you know why, because it didn't have a hitbox.
Yeah, the hitbox is too fucking small. That's why because they've got this new, right, you know how like we've been saying in Modern Warfare, like if you don't want to get shot, just jump.
Yeah.
Well, you can still do that and not get hit, but there's two other ways of not getting hit now. So I think you get invincibility frames when you drop to crawl, right? Okay. And there's also if you quickly move left to right. And here's the thing, like, because they're playing console, you instantly know who's a PC player when you go against them. Because they're moving left to right. And it's an absolute joke.
So much faster, and because they're mouse and keyboard, they can keep on you a lot better than you can them. Yeah.
And it's just like, just fix your fucking game.
Yeah, but it's Activision Blizzard, they won't fix it. And before anyone says, but Microsoft's now in charge, now get them to fix it. No, they won't. Microsoft will not. Well, Microsoft.
It's not sure as to why the so-called Groot skin has gotten players in such a flutter. I just fucking explained it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, if I put an entire clip of any gun into someone in Modern War in a Call of Duty game, I expect them to be dead.
Yeah, or at least on the because you get the second chance thing if you're in a team.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I know it's not an actual kill in Warzone, but I consider that a kill.
Yeah.
Like, I've downed them. It's up to me to finish them off or find the rest of the team, but, like, I've got them down. And my point being is that if I put a clip in any, like, even the pistols, if I put a full clip into someone, they should be dead.
Yeah, there you go. The Gaia Groot skin is made of see-through gaps and woody autumnal hues. It's a brown.
Which means it blends in with the environment.
It goes beyond camouflage and makes the skin downright invisible in some areas. Basically, if a lot of them, what they've been doing is they've been just crouching into a bush.
Yeah, and then they're basically invisible.
They are invisible. You can't see them, and they basically just wait for someone to come along.
They're not actually invisible, but they blend in so well you can't distinguish them from the bush they're in.
Pretty much, and there's just teams and teams of fucking Groot skins, and it's fucking. I
mean, the problem is because it gives you so much of an advantage, and therefore makes this Warzone pay to win.
I like this. So, the fix to the Gaia skin probably won't do much to mend the deeper issues of Modern Warfare 3. Well, considering Gaia is mainly for fucking Warzone, no, it won't. No. What the? What the fuck?
The deeper issues. Oh, you mean the fact that it's DLC that should have been that's been charged as a full game? The very fact that there is very little actual new stuff. It's all rehashed stuff from... Granted, some of the more fan favourite maps, but still, nothing really new. And I'll be honest, the zombie mode... zombie mode could have been better from what I've seen.
I think the problem with the zombie mode is until I see people actually get to the centre of the map, which is the whole idea of the game, I'm not going to make massive judgment on the zombie mode. But you're asking me to spend like 90 quid on a zombies mode, and that's just not going to happen.
No.
Especially considering I've got Dying Light and Dead Island.
Yeah, but also
I don't need...
Also, it is, like... Let's all be honest here. If Modern Warfare 3 was released on Steam and wasn't by Activision Blizzard, it'd be called an asset flip.
Yeah, it would.
Because
it is.
That's basically what it is. Or the vast majority of the maps in the campaign are parts of the either Verdansk
or Al-Mazrah,
or
which is the new one.
The new Warzone map.
Yeah.
They're poorly designed as a campaign maps. Again, all the multiplayer maps are rehashes of fan favourites, yes, but they're still rehashes.
Yeah, they're not new. They're just like modded up a little bit.
It's just, and it is, for all intents and purposes, a DLC campaign.
Well, hold on. It's not very good DLC.
A not very good DLC campaign, which, if you haven't watched it, I recommend you watch.
I've watched.
Have you watched Bricky's?
Yeah,
oh my god! Where there is no emotional impact on anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even when an actual main character dies, it's just, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
No draw out, no moment to actually like.
I do like the fact that, like, spoilers, Soap dies, and they have this like big little thing. And Ghost is still wearing his mask.
Yeah.
He couldn't even take his mask off.
The thing is like... At least... The thing is also, it's like, there's no closure.
No.
There's no closure. Like, Makarov is still going... It's still a...
He's not even as good. He's not even that good.
Yeah.
This Makarov.
Oh, God. This Makarov is an absolute...
And why does he look like Ben Shapiro? That's my question.
Why does Makarov's sister look like Ben Shapiro's sister?
Why? What are you doing?
Why is the Cody group basically Wagner? Like, it is such a fucking lazy... I don't want to call it lazy. This is such a terrible, terrible, terrible campaign. It is easily the worst. It's worse than Vanguard. Easily.
Oh yeah, because at least Vanguard was like original.
And had its moments.
Even if it took you 72,000 bugs to get to it. You got to it.
This has nothing. It really doesn't.
The campaign's bad. Multiplayer doesn't really add anything new, really. It's just COD multiplayer. Warzone is Warzone, which is free anyway, so that's not right. So really, the only thing there is a bad DLC, but a bad DLC campaign mode
that they're claiming is
that they're claiming is a full Call of Duty campaign mode, which it isn't, and zombies is just DMZ. And like I said, I like the idea, but you're asking me to spend.
And I guarantee you, Activision Blizzard are going to come out like in about 4 or 5 months' time, going, "Are you ready for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4?" To which everyone will go, "No." Fuck, everyone should go. No.
Well,
fuck off.
It won't be Activision Blizzard that do that. It'll be Phil Spencer, who will make a surprise appearance.
But like the campaign doesn't. It has one of these. It is an absolutely terrible finish. Like it even like kills off one of the bad guys from the series mid credits.
Yes.
Like you don't even get to kill. Like I was planning, because I haven't played Modern Warfare 2 the campaign. I haven't played the campaign. I was planning on playing the campaign.
Oh, were you going to do like Modern Warfare? Were you going to do like Modern Warfare then into Modern Warfare?
No, just I wasn't going to like record or anything. I was just going to play Modern Warfare 2 and go straight into Modern Warfare 3 when they drop the price of it. No, I'm not. I'm not even going to bother with 2 now, because 3 is that bad. It just ruins the entire trilogy. It just ruins everything. Like the original Modern Warfare trilogy, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 is a superior trilogy in every fucking way. No, because of the way 2 is just dumb, and 3 is just so bad. Like, the more you actually... You know how we go on about, like, the Rise of Skywalker? When we go,
yeah.
The more you actually think about it, the more worse it actually becomes.
Yeah.
This is the same.
Yeah.
The more you actually think about this, the worse it becomes.
The more holes that you start...
picking up.
You start figuring it out, yeah.
Like with the original trilogy, you had... Yeah, like, one... the big bads, you kill... You actually got the kill yourself. You did. Yeah. It wasn't a cutscene. You know, the first one, it's...
I like how we've gone from talking about a skin to, like, how bad the campaign is.
I think it's the... But it's about, basically, they're charging $70
for shit. To go back to your point about, like, the more you actually think about things, the more holes... I've been doing that again about Star Wars and all the other... like add-on series, like with Obi-Wan. And
Obi-Wan, and
the more you think about them, the more you go, holy shit! You've not only have you like
today's episode, by the way, going to be called the Tangent episode.
It's just all over the place, this one. But like the more you think about that, the add-on stuff, like even with the Mandalorian, you start thinking, and you start going. Not only have you made plot holes, you've made plot holes for your plot holes.
Yeah, like for example, Obi-Wan. Why the fuck is Princess Leia there? Well, you know, Leia calls for... Princess Leia called for Obi-Wan to help her. She has to know him. It's like, no. In A New Hope, she literally says, my father tells me about his time with you in the Clone Wars. That is all you needed to know that Leia hasn't actually met Obi-Wan. She is calling for him. She knows. She basically goes... I'm. What planet are we out? What planet are we running to at the moment? What is that? What is that giant desert planet out there? Tatooine.
And then there's pretty much the entirety of the Book of Boba Fett, which, by the way, that is not Boba Fett. That is not Boba Fett. That is one of those terrible clones from the Clone Wars animation series where everybody loves them, but they're terrible. No. That is not Boba Fett.
And when we say the Clone Wars animation, we need to mean the
CGI one. The one that was terrible
not the 2D hand-drawn animation, which was...
That is not Boba Fett. No, that was not Boba Fett. I refuse to admit that's Boba Fett. Anyway, we shall move on, because we're... Yeah.
We are massively off rails.
Okay, right, so we shouldn't have to do this now. We don't have to fill anything in. Okay, so, Epic... The Epic Game Store still is not profitable after 5 years.
Well, you know, maybe if they stopped
being launched.
Maybe if they stopped spending so much money to getting exclusives, just
true.
maybe.
Okay. So, the Epic Game Store launched nearly 5 years ago with eye-catching PC exclusives that cost the company behind Fortnite and arm and a leg to secure. Since then, Epic has thrown bucket loads of cash at securing PC exclusive, Alan Wake 2 being the latest, and weekly free game giveaways in a bid to carve out a piece of the PC gaming pie. It's even launched aggressive revenue terms for publishers and developers to try and attract more games to its platform. Despite all this, the Epic Game Store is yet to turn a profit for Epic and remains a loss leader as it approaches its 5th birthday in December. Confirmation comes from Epic itself during the ongoing Epic versus Google court case, as reported by The Verge, which also that will be like draining finances.
Yes.
Completely. Oh God, I need to sneeze. I will not sneeze.
So,
no.
Here's the thing, even though the store's not making a profit, is Epic as a whole making a profit?
I think Epic as a whole are making a profit.
In which case, so this is another thing that annoys the fucking hell out of me. I understand, like, you don't want if you are a giant corporation and you've got different blooming things, I know you don't want something to be a massive drain on the company.
Yeah.
Like you're just literally shoveling money in. I understand that. But if you have product A of your company for Epic Fortnite, which makes billions upon billions of dollars,
yeah,
and you're making a slight deficit on another thing, right? You shouldn't really be that worried then.
Not
because
really.
Because the money you're supposed to use your successful products, like for example Amazon using Amazon to fund other projects that may or may not make a profit. It's so that you can like experiment and do stuff.
Yeah.
And for example, for Epic, make billions and billions of dollars with Fortnite, use it to fund the Epic Store.
The thing is, with the Epic Store is like you launched it in such a bad way.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even have a search bar or a basket.
They didn't have a basket for at least a year, maybe 3.
Yeah, for like you didn't have the bare essentials, and yet you launched a store. I don't like what are you doing? Like what do you? Basically, people probably went to that store and went, well, this store's shit. I can't even put things in a basket, and that leaves a bad taste in the person's mouth, and then they never come back.
Yeah,
because they're just
and then they tell their friends.
Yeah,
don't go to this store. Don't use it because it's shit for this X, Y, and Z. And they go, oh, and their friends go, oh, that actually sounds really bad. Yeah, cheers for the.
Epic Games store boss Steve Allison said on the witness stand that while the store isn't profitable yet, Epic's goal is still growth. According to The Verge, emails revealed during the Epic's versus Apple trial suggested the company was hoping to claim half of all PC gaming revenue. It's going to be a half one. That's going to be hard. Half of it? Like not even Steam gets half of it.
I think Steam gets close. If it doesn't get half, it gets close.
It's going to have the majority, but I don't think Steam gets half of it.
Well, the thing is like you've got Steam, you've got Epic, you've got GOG.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
Well, you've got all the...
launches.
Basically.
Yeah, no, but the problem is that everyone goes to Steam.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't be surprised if Steam does actually hold more than half the market share.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it.
But the problem is like Steam... You see, Steam... The way Steam does it, it's basically ease of use. It is literally like, find the game you want. If we have it, here you go. Pay the money. Download it. Done. And unfortunately, what a lot of companies are now doing is like, no, you've got to download our launcher with it as well. It's like, no, I don't want to download your fucking launcher. I just want to download your fucking game. 2K. I only accept Battle.net because it's not on anything else. I can't get it. Well,
you can get those games on Steam now.
I know, so it's like, but Battle.net, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy a game and then have to download a launcher for that game.
It's surely a disappointing situation for Epic when recently suffered a devastating round of layoffs, which we talked about last week. Or was it the week before?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week, yeah. That saw hundreds of staff let go across Epic itself and its subsidiaries, including Fall Guys developer Mediatonic. The Epic Games Store continues to offer publishers and developers an 88-12 revenue split compared to Valve's taking a 30% cut of Steam sales. Epic also launched the First Run program, which trades 100% of revenue for 6 months of PC exclusivity, which we talked about not that long ago.
Yeah.
Back in March, the company launched a suite of new self-publishing tools designed to help creators and publishers release their games onto the digital store in a more seamless fashion.
I mean, the store is looking like it's improving, but the problem is, it's another one of these where it's like, it launched in such a rough state. Yeah. It is probably... There's still a lot of them, I'm included, that will be like, I'll wait till it comes out on Steam.
Right. It's just...
fine. I have store-wise, I have Battle.net because at the time you can only get Blizzard games.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna get the Epic Store.
Yeah.
Because Hades was an exclusive.
Yeah. I have Battle.net. I have GOG because GOG. This is the thing. GOG's whole moniker is it sells older games that you can't get on Steam, which is why I got it. And what they do is I'm pretty sure GOG also have like the versions they get are like modified in a sense that they run on more modern computers.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So, and it's like, yes, because I want to play some of the really old games that I never got a chance to play because I didn't have a PC able to play them. But it's mind-boggling.
Look, the Game Store was a good idea. It just wasn't well thought out.
No, and wasn't planned correctly.
They thought because of their hype
in
around Fortnite,
yeah,
and all that other stuff. I think they generally thought that right, we could just get the store out as whenever, and people will use it, and that didn't happen.
No,
because when you can't. Like, if I want to buy more than one thing...
That's another thing. Steam and GOG, I don't know if the Epic Store does, but it should do. You can link your other accounts, like your PlayStation accounts and your Xbox accounts to
I think Epic does, because if you've downloaded, like, Fortnite on your PlayStation, obviously it uses your PlayStation account to log in.
Yeah.
So I think you can use your PlayStation
account.
login account sort of thing for your Epic account. I think I could be wrong. I haven't.
Either that, or you can link the two accounts together.
Yeah,
something like that. Which is like that's a necessity now. But yeah, it is like one, Steam is in like the dominant position. Two, your strategy was to throw money at it.
Yes.
Which means that you're going to be making a loss.
Yes.
Because the game companies that let you give their games away for free will want some recompense for letting you do that.
Yep. Because
a lot of these, especially the type of games that Epic have been doing as well, it's like quite a few indie games, and it's like, yeah, they can be make or break on the money they make on those. So you're going to have to compensate them for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like, I just don't see how Epic's strategy was not going to lead to this far down the road. Do you know what I mean?
It wasn't. It was always going to end up in this way. Just because, like you said, the whole idea was, we'll just throw money at it.
Yeah.
They didn't actually think. Basically, they just thought, everybody will just get.
We'll get exclusives,
we'll get exclusives because we'll have Fortnite, and Fortnite you'll have to get Fortnite through here.
And I understand, like from a console perspective, that is very good. That is good thinking. Get really good games solely on your console, and people will buy your console.
But
the problem is you're not on console, and everyone has a PC who has a PC that wants it for gaming already has Steam.
Yeah.
And so if you are going to add a new launcher, which is what everyone just really classes Steam as, a new launcher with store features, you're going to have to be at least as good as Steam for people to go, yeah, I'll try it.
So when you come out with your Epic Store that doesn't have a search bar
or a
basket, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, and like you
can't come out with a roadmap for a fucking store.
No.
Could you imagine if a real store did that? I'm sorry, you can't. You don't have any baskets in our stores right now, but don't worry. Here's a roadmap of when we'll get it one.
We'll get it, but don't. So but until then, until we get the baskets,
you just have to carry.
You're just going to have to juggle those 20 apples you've got.
Or you'll just have to take one apple at a time.
To the counter.
Could you imagine that? No one would.
Which, by the way, we don't have yet, and the roadmap also shows when the counter will be in.
We don't have that either.
We just have to till.
No one would go there. Oh, you want staff to help you out with this? Oh, sorry. On the roadmap, they're not going to be in till September. Sorry. I know it's September now, but we're not getting them until next September. Can you imagine?
No. I know it's September now, but we didn't say which year of September we would get.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god.
Look, I don't want the Epic Store to go away because there are people who have had. Because people have games on them now, and if the Epic Store goes away, they lose.
It's not a bad idea.
No, and competition is always good, but Epic's
idea is just terrible.
It's
just not well thought out.
Yeah, you
can't open a store with the way they did. You can't do it.
And it's going to take time to recuperate the damage to the reputation of the Epic Store we suffered from their launch. And I'm sick and tired of saying this about a lot of things that come out half baked, without non-feature complete, missing key things, and expecting like, oh, don't worry, bro, we got you. We'll fix it eventually. Don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're done. We're tired. I do
not trust you. No. Nor do I believe you've got me.
And I'm pretty damn sure you're not my bro.
Anyway, shall we move on? Good news.
Good news. We shall end on good news.
We're going to end on good news. Atlus, the developer of the Persona series, as well as the Shin Megami Tensei series, they are actually raising employee salaries. In this time of job layoffs and all that sort of stuff, we have a dev that are actually raising salaries. Atlus, the developer behind Persona, plans to increase salaries by 15% in 2024 as part of its global expansion efforts and to retain top talent. After the success of Persona 5, that does not surprise me.
After the success of Persona 5, all the Persona 5 spin-offs, and its most recent release, Persona 5 Tactica,
which is very good.
Which is really good.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm not a massive fan of those type of games, but this one's really fun.
Isometric strategies.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of it. It's basically Persona meets XCOM.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like it, especially considering like they've used they've done the good thing of using the chibi art for this one, so everything's kind of cute.
Everything's a little cutesy.
Yeah, it's just like this is alright. This is alright. But yeah, it's good. It's all good. Anyway, back to this. The strategic move aims to create a stable income for employees and enhance their quality of life, aligning with the company's vision for global growth. Yeah, this also goes into the fact that what I say about Atlus is like when they release a game, they very usually don't release another mainline game in that series until they've milked everything out of it.
Yeah.
Which is why, like,
the thing is, unlike other studios who would just basically release shit to milk it, they actually release stuff that the fan base want. Because, put it this way, the fan base for the Persona fan base, when a new Persona game is announced, will instantly be going, "Oh, I can't wait for the dance game.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the beat 'em up."
Yeah.
And now
I didn't know I wanted a Tacticus Persona game until I played it, and then I was just like, you know what? Yeah, this is what I wanted.
So they do have, and I think it's because it's the standard is usually very good. 2, they know the stuff that is in their games that people like lean itself to those other genres. For example, Persona's music is, especially from 3 onwards, has been banger after banger after banger, and if you have an entire soundtrack that everyone loves and is like other styles.
I think the good thing for Atlus now, that this thing that's making them into a much more bigger studio than what they were, was now they've got like a main series of games. They've got the Persona series now.
Yeah.
Because as before, like they made a lot of niche games. They were all good, but there was a lot of niche. Yeah. You know, like Atlus used to be one of those developers that like you would never see them in the shops. Their games.
No,
or if you did, you saw one. Yeah. And that still had one copy, and if you didn't get it, that was it. You were never seeing it again.
But the thing is, that one copy was usually like a big box special edition thing.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much how we got Demon Souls.
Yeah, that's how we got Demon Souls.
It was a special edition which came with a walkthrough.
Yeah, it was the one thing, the only one in the shop. They didn't have anything at any other, and that was it. And I was just like, I didn't even know what it was. I was just like, fuck it, I'll play it. And I fell in love with it. Anyway, but yeah, now Atlus have that, like, they've got their Persona series and they've got the main ones. We've managed to get a new Shin Megami Tensei game coming out.
They're doing the right thing. They're using the money they're making from to fund smaller projects that wouldn't.
We've got that new IP that was shown off at the Xbox thing that looks really cool. So they're not really looking like they're going to be shying away from new things, but they're also like. They now know that, like, if we think of it like Activision Blizzard, Activision's got Call of Duty, and instead of what they should have been doing, which is like using that ridiculous money that they get from Call of Duty and
to fund smaller projects,
put that to smaller projects, as well as keeping maintenance on Call of Duty, because I refuse to believe that they actually maintain that game anymore.
No, they release it and then that's it until the community backlash gets so loud that they can't ignore it.
Atlus have done the opposite thing and look like they are actually starting to build a much bigger portfolio than what they once had.
Another example is what Atlus are doing right compared to what other developers are doing wrong. Creative Assembly with the Total War franchise. There is, if anyone's understood, the recently release of Pharaoh has gone down very poorly because it is basically just Troy in an Egypt skin. No one is happy with it. And everyone is now like, no, we want a proper, like, long, massive campaign.
We want a real Total War.
We want a real, like, in-depth, long, massive campaign that, either a Medieval 3 or, an Empire 2. That sort of like level of campaign, and in a sense, Warhammer 3 does it, but that's only there are no. It does, like the Immortal Empires.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on about.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Dawn of War 3.
No,
I was going to think of yours.
Warhammer 3.
Oh yeah.
But there's part of the Total War fan base that like the historical stuff and not the Warhammer stuff, and everyone's a bit pissed.
Yeah.
And Creative Assembly have not reacted well.
Well, no, that doesn't surprise me.
I love Creative Assembly. Like, my introduction to Total War series was Medieval, the first Medieval Total War. And I fell in love with it, and then Rome came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And Rome is still, not Rome 2, Rome Total War is still my favourite of the lot. It is just, like, so amazing for me. But their recent releases, like, apparently they were going to make a Three Kingdoms 2. Yeah. And that's been shelved. And I'm like, oh, but that was good. I haven't got it, but I know it's good and I want it, but it's like, I don't have room on my PC. And if I do get it, you will literally lose me to it.
Yeah. I've stayed away from it because, like, the Three Kingdoms is my jam.
Yeah,
like, I love anything to do with the Three Kingdoms and, like, Edo period, Japan, and the Shingoku Jidai
Sengoku Jidai.
Yeah, that one. Anything to stuff to do with that, like, I'm down for. Like, yep. So I've stayed away from them for those reasons. But if I'm honest, like, I've not really liked a Total War game in a while. I like the Warhammer one. Like I think it was Warhammer 2 that we got.
Yeah, we got 2.
But, like, my PC couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
That one probably could.
Yeah, your current one might actually handle it.
But I don't know, I can't really get into them anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But, again, going back to Atlus. Atlus, on the other hand, like I said, the stuff they're releasing is of an understanding of the fan base and what they would like. They still understand the market that they're in and the people who buy their product. They have an understanding of like, yeah, these people like. There is distinct connection between what these people buying our product and the type of games that they like.
It's very much if we look at it. So, like, if we look at Persona Tacticus, like I just said, it's basically Persona plus XCOM. But what I would say is like, it's XCOM with a Persona twist.
Yeah.
Like you can still use the personas. And
it's still Persona,
and it still feels like Persona, even though it's a different style of game.
Yeah.
And I think that's what.
Yeah. But
they do well.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's also these the Atlus has an understanding of their product, the market's in, their fan base, what the fan base like.
Yeah.
Even if like no one expected a Tacticus game.
I know.
And then it comes out and it's like, you know what? This is actually good. Holy shit.
Everyone's at the moment. Now this happens almost every year ever since Persona 5 came out. But everyone's like, we could get a Persona 6 reveal at the Game Awards. I'm like, well, not this year. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
If we got a reveal of Persona 6, it'll be the number. That's it. Nothing else. It would only be the number.
It'd just be the title card. Although, the thing is, I do want a reveal of the Game Awards. Not for the gameplay or anything. I just want to know what colour we're going to have.
Is it green?
Is it green? I want to know, am I right? Is it going to be green? We haven't had a green Persona yet. We've had 2 reds. We've had a blue, a grey,
and
a gold.
A gold and a red.
And a red, yeah. Come on. Are we going to get a green?
We'll find out.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this. Back to Atlus.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that Atlus have been doing well. They've been making money, and they have celebrated that success by improving the pay of the staff, which is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. In a press release translated by a game developer, it can be seen that Atlus is set to implement a notable salary increase in April 2024 with a 50% rise in the average annual salary for all employees. For new graduates, the base salary will witness a substantial boost of $1,977. Furthermore, Atlus will be paying performance bonuses funded by worldwide profits. This strategic move is seemingly designed to create an environment conducive to optimal employee performance through stable income, aligning with the company's vision for global growth, similar to a move Sega made earlier this year.
I know, it's amazing. Like, people who don't have to worry about their home being repossessed because they can't afford to pay the bills,
make good money, make good things,
are more productive.
Yeah, I know. What a shock!
It's almost as if they're not distracted by something. I know, it's amazing. Activision Blizzard. Do you wanna take some?
Also, it's funny enough. Like,
actually, anyone.
What's actually quite funny is like it's amazing like that staff would actually want to stay and work for you if you actually pay them.
I know.
It's shock horror.
I know, shocking.
Why didn't I think of that? The primary objective behind this salary adjustment is to ensure Atlus remains competitive in the global market and can successfully attract and retain skilled professionals.
Yeah.
A unique move in an industry plagued by layoffs across major companies in 2023. Atlus takes a different approach by investing in its workforce, acknowledging the pivotal role that talent plays in driving success. This recent announcement follows Atlus' previous decision to raise its annual average salary by 5% in April 2023. Yeah, so this is this. So basically, this year, because of how successful the last Persona and the Shimishami I can't even fucking say it now. Shin Tatami. Oh, you know what? That game. You know what? You know the thing is, I've said it before.
I
know. Because they did actually quite successfully. They actually raised the salaries by 5%, and now they're doing it again. April next year. It's going to be raised.
Yeah, it's almost
15,
like if the company is still successful,
yeah,
everyone benefits. It's almost like, if people feel like they're appreciated,
I know, right?
they may actually work better.
Shock horror. But yeah, like it's nice to see that there are companies going the other way.
Yeah, especially, once again, the gaming industry making billions of dollars again, profit, post-tax profit. It is nice for a company to go around and say, oh, by the way, no, we're not firing a bunch of people to please our shareholders. We are
raising your salaries.
We are raising your salaries
because we actually want you to stay and work here.
Yeah, we want you to stay and work here. We want you to not worry about your house being repossessed. Because we find that if you're not worried about that, when you come to work, you're not distracted about what's at home, and you get to actually be more productive.
Yeah. So we're actually going to give you a living wage that you can live off.
Yeah. And have a good work-life balance, hopefully.
So
treat yourself, wife, kids.
It's nice to end on that.
I know.
Nothing too bad this week.
So apart from Sony being
Sony
potentially being Sony.
Yeah. But other than that,
yeah,
and my little rant about the Marvels. Well, it's more to do with journalism, or the state of journalism, especially in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. And the obligatory ranter. Activision Blizzard, because they have a pay to win skin in Warzone, and before anyone says no, it is pay to win. It's a distinct advantage to the fact that you're literally almost invisible.
Yeah, and you have to buy it. You have to buy the battle pass to get it. So
so it is pay to win. And also I'll rant about the fact that the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign is not actual campaign, it's a DLC campaign that's not even good as a DLC campaign.
But I mean, other than that, nothing major.
Atlus, hey, look, we criticise when we criticise, and we have to we have to praise when
someone's done good.
Someone's done good. Atlus have done good.
They've done very good. Tacticus is great, by the way.
Yeah, you're increasing the pay of your staff. Good on yous.
I think we'll end it there.
And on that bombshell.
I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.